good evening. Welcome into JSY Talks Football. This is your instant match reaction of, to be blunt, that shower of shite that we've just watched for 90 minutes. Do apologise, Stu. I tried to keep it as clean as I could. What we're saying, mate?
Look, let's get one positive out of the way. Losing in that cup competition isn't the end of the world. Now that's the only negative. That's the only positive I'm going to say. However, it would have been so nice to win that game to bring into the West Brom game on Saturday. You know, a bit of momentum, that winning feeling. Now, what is that? 6 goals in 2 games we've conceded, yes?
Indeed. Stu, if you look how easy they got in behind today, it was quite poor. You can't pin that on Darlow, in my opinion. I don't think any of them 3 goals he could have actually saved, because he actually did save a couple, and Leeds actually could have lost 5 or 6-0 tonight, in my opinion, because they broke through quite easily, Stu.
I agree.
I thought Max Wober looked out of his depth, Stu. I did. I thought he looked poor, real poor, Stu. And that's an international player that you've got playing.
And I don't think we can use the word rim rusty, because he got to semi-finals of the Euros.
They got to quarters, didn't they, Austria?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So quarterfinals, he played in every game in that. It shouldn't be much. There's no excuses for him. None, zero.
I agree.
And he were at fault for at least 2 of them goals, at least.
He looked thin, didn't he? He looked a yard off it.
He couldn't run back. He couldn't get back, Chess. I thought he were running in bloody quicksand.
And then, first 15 minutes, am I wrong in saying, we looked pretty decent.
Again.
And then, same story, we've wilted off. And we get to half time at 0-0, and you think, we've done all right to get to 0-0. It's a scrappy game. Neither side have really done a lot. And then what happens after half time? We switch off, and Middlesbrough get 2. And then Daniel Farker just chucks the kitchen sink on. And what happens when he does? They go score a 3rd.
Right, well, I've just posted it on the on Sky Sports official stats. Right, Middlesbrough had 17 shots, 7 on target. We had 12 shots and only 2 on target. Expected XG, as people keep talking about, 0.77 for Leeds, 2.10 for Middlesbrough. Before they opened up the scoring in that second half, the first 8 to 10 minutes, Sky Sports brought up a stat. Leeds United had 8% of the ball possession. Middlesbrough had 92% of ball possession. We didn't even start the second half. Like normally, we have an opening 10 minutes of each half, and then we drop off. We didn't even get that in second half. We got nothing, absolutely nothing. Even when they put the so-called first team players on, we got nothing. We got no reaction from them. We got nothing. That's worrying. And that was with an hour to go. That was with 30 minutes to go, and we still couldn't score.
Yeah, and look how quickly Ellen Road emptied. I'm telling you now, Stu, and you made this point live on your watch along with Lee. He will not get the same credit in the bank that Maresca got. No, Belisa got. No. That ain't going to happen, Stu. Look, I said either way, I want right first. But to lose like we have done and not really create a lot, and does Patrick Bamford and Perot starting the same game work? No, it doesn't, Stu.
No, but Perot, we've tried. We've persevered with this guy now for too long for me, Jess. If I were Daniel Farker, I'd admit that bringing him to Leeds United were a mistake. either loan him out because it's pointless having him in squad. He's just taking up a position, a squad position. Loan him out, or if there is any way you can swap him for another striker, do it. Just do it. I'm not saying we're going to get Sammy Smodux, but just swap him for anybody. I'd swap him for a bloody a centre back. I would, just to get him out of the club. I'd swap him for anybody. I would.
Yeah,
About him. So it's not fair on him. It's not his fault. It hasn't worked out for him at Leeds. Yeah, it's not fair on him at all.
no, look, he did all right at Swansea, and we're not going to say any different, but I do believe it was a panic buy signing last season by Farks, and I think he's got that problem on his hands now where he's got Bamford, he's got Perot, and he's got Joseph. And out of the three, for me, Joseph starts every time. Now, is Perot going to get frustrated at lack of game time? Because Stu, I can't see a team coming in for him. Unless, look, this Connor muted this as a possible Smodix for Perot. I don't see Perot wanting to go to Blackburn, and I don't see Smodix wanting to come to Leeds United if Ipswich have got an offer on the table for him, Stuart. I just don't see that deal happening. I think it's way off the mark, that. I really do.
I don't know.
And if it didn't go, you aren't good, Stu.
I think we're just desperate again, Jess. Like we were bringing him in. We're desperate now to get him out.
Stu, why is it that we've had all transfer window, as in since May, June, to sort players out, get players over the line, and 2 weeks to go, Stu, and yet again, Leeds are scratching their arse at players. Something has to give, Stu. You can't keep consistently being this late in the transfer window to make moves.
Well, I read an article today, Jess, regarding Rowe, and this is what I've said to you. I'm fed up of hearing about it. According to this article, Leeds haven't even put a formal bid in yet. We haven't even put a formal bid in yet. We're showing interest, but we haven't put a formal bid in for him.
I've heard Marseille, yeah.
They've opened up talks to get him.
Whereas, what are we doing? Still thinking that's enough quality to get us over the line. I'm sick of hearing this. We've got the best squad in the Championship. We're going to go up as champions. Sheffield United paid their... Yeah. Now, you watch Sheffield United, Stu, and I did the watch-along for them, and I know it were only against Wrexham, and that was their second strength team, but they still managed to get over the line against Wrexham.
They've got a good squad of Sheffield United. They haven't just got a good starting 11. They've got a good squad. We've got a good starting 11. As bench looks a bit meh. And I don't think we've got the best starting 11 in division neither. I really don't. I don't think we have. I think that's just...
It's wild, Stu, if you're honest. It's wild to say that because, in my opinion, Sheffield United and Burnley have got the better squads. Quite slowly followed by Luton Town. Yeah, I know they got an hammering on Monday night, but they've still got a quality squad, and that's a one-off game.
They've lost one player, and that's that Ross Barkley.
Who went to Villa, and Edwards has done it before. Is Daniel Farke now becoming that little bit too predictable? Is it all too predictable, Leedsy style? In it time? Look, I'd rather this pummeling come now than halfway down the season because he can rectify it, I hope, because I ain't calling for Farke amp. No way. Time will tell with him. I'll give him till Christmas, Stu. I'll be honest with you and see where we're at. But will the 49ers give him till Christmas, Stu, if we've dipped off form? I'm not quite sure on that one. As a fan, I won't want him to be sacked, but I'm not so sure on...
Well, 49ers, Jess, let's be really honest here.
It's a business, Stu.
We don't get promoted this season. Look who we're going to lose next season. Next summer. We've lost Somerville and Gray this summer. We're going to end up losing Nonto, if he doesn't already go. Rutter. Ampadu won't stick around for another year in Championship because these footballers are all professional. They all know they're not daft. They know the longer you're in this division, the harder it is to get out.
It is to get out. I agree.
And they won't want to give it a third year. They won't want to do it.
Mm-mm.
The parachute payments dry up. So they'll have to get rid of we'll have to have like a fire sale just to get rid of Bamford's wages off at books. We'll have to practically give him away to get his name off at books, his wages off at books. Same with you'll have to do the same with Perot, because I just can't see anyone coming in for him.
You're right. There'll be certain players that will be desirable to clubs next season, but there'll be also players that certainly won't be. And I do agree with you, Rene, there, what you're saying, but tonight, if you watch that game, it wasn't his fault, those 3 goals. Well, nothing he could do about it. The defence just went, it was just like a banana split when you peel a banana back, wasn't it, Stewie?
I don't want to wear this excuse on I don't want to wear Farker's excuse for Verba saying that his rim rusty because he didn't play in pre-season. I don't want to wear that rubbish. He played in Euros. It's a load of rubbish. He needs to be honest. I don't think he's going to be honest with us, just because he won't do it. But he's got to be honest with 49ers and say, look, guys, you want me to get promoted, and I've got X, Y, and Z. But as you can clearly see, X and Y aren't working. You need to get me A and B players, not X and Y players. You've got to get them out and get these ones in. If the 49ers don't back him, I think Daniel Farker won't be frightened of saying, I wanted these players, but the 49ers couldn't get the business done. I don't think Farker will be frightened of saying it. And I think because he won't want us all to think that he's a rubbish manager. He won't. He'll want to cover his own back.
See, I think it's now time that the 49ers recognise, look, this ain't going to get us over the line this year. We need to put our hands in his pockets now. And it's going to be very tough to get players in now as well. It's going to be looking at probably the loan market, Stu, in my opinion, and maybe 1 or 2 cheap options. But we haven't placed Crescencio, some of us, and the lack of quality and depth in that squad, for me, at the minute, it ain't good enough, Stu. It ain't.
Can I ask you a serious question? Are Leeds United in such a desperate position at this moment in time with what we've watched and what we've seen for them to guarantee? You know, like we've got this thing about the loan players. They don't come to us because we can't guarantee a minutes. Is this the time where we say, sod that, if you're good enough, you're in that starting 11?
Yeah.
Because
if not, Stu, it's going to cost him his job. It's going to cost him his job, Farker. Can't afford to refuse quality down, Stu. You can't.
Name that player who Leeds were after from Liverpool, young players.
Bobby Clark, midfielder.
Right. We can't go to Liverpool and say, we want your player. You give us your player, but we can't guarantee you minutes. Liverpool will just turn around and say, on your bike, and then they'll be telling the staff, don't bother answering your phone to Leeds United again. They aren't serious. You know what I mean? So we can't afford to do that now. We might have to say, we might have to change his tactics on us on signing loan players. We might have to change his as he might have to step away from that can't guarantee you minutes stuff.
If you're Bobby Clark, Stu, and you're at Liverpool and you can't get a minute, right, and you're not playing that often, and you've got the option of going to Leeds United and sitting on the bench every week, or going to Salzburg under Pep Linders and actually playing every week, where would you go?
Salzburg.
You know what I mean? And all these reports on, and I don't need to name other channels that are reporting that, it's way off the mark, mate. I'm telling you now, Salzburg are in the race for him. They would rather have a permanent deal, and Liverpool would want £10 million for Bobby Clark. And I don't see Leeds United paying that. And if they want him on, do we need another central midfielder, really?
What I've seen tonight, Jess, we need to strengthen up as defence.
Agreed.
Are
we missing Archie Gray right back? Is Byram losing it a little bit, Stu?
Yeah. But look how many times he got beat, and instead, how many times he fouled the players, but because instead of running back, he knew he couldn't get back, so best thing to do was foul him. He was lucky he didn't get sent off, actually.
Because that first one, I thought it would be a yellow card, and the second one was certainly a yellow card. So, you know, and you can't say ref had a poor game tonight and say, oh, it was down to referee decisions, because I thought the ref was spot on tonight. Really decent ref. One that we've had a good one in a while.
He was lenient. He could have sent. He could have sent Nonto off for that tackle, that challenge, where we said that's the petulant Nonto coming out of him. He could have sent him off. We were lucky that the referee were a bit lenient on our side this time.
And I don't think it's Farke gets some balls. I think it's more Leeds United's reluctance, like I was saying on Stu's show earlier, that Leeds have set a base plate for this, say, row. Norwich wants 15 million, right? And I don't think he's worth that, not at all. But
no.
Leeds come in, or reportedly or not reportedly, come in with 7 million. Now, if Leeds genuinely wanted that player, stop haggling over money and go out and buy that player, because you still haven't replaced Crescencio Somerville, for me, in my opinion, in that squad now.
Well, the rumour was, this is what I've heard, this isn't from any, I don't watch Leeds YouTube channels, I won't do it, right? But I read an article saying that we needed to find a minimum of £70 million this summer to pay, from player sales. So we found that money, we paid that money off, and it left us with some money to bring in players. Right, draws on now, guys. Coventry have got Oxford United in the South Division on the south side at draw. Swansea City, Beckfordshire in the home teams, by the way, guys. Against number 23, which is Wickham. So Swansea play Wickham.
Sorry, Stewie, I was just asking Ali what he wanted for food.
No,
it'd have been nice to get in. Look, whether or not you think, or some people will say, "Oh, we're early, that Carabao Cup, it doesn't really matter," but it has that knock-on effect for Leeds going over to West Brom, Stu.
Well, it's the Premier League clubs come in. AFC Wimbledon got Ipswich. Would have been, bit of money, extra revenue towards a player. Birmingham.
And you forget, Stu, about Augustine, all that money that Leeds had to pay for Augustine.
Fulham.
Wow. So let's see who Leeds would have got in the draw. And I agree with you there, Renee. Another shocking signing window, and I think she's right. It's not good enough, Stu, for what we've let go to what's come in. No way.
The 49ers promise that Daniel Farke will have the squad will be ready to go from day one at season, and it isn't. West Ham have drawn, they're at home, they've drawn, who've they got? Bournemouth, an all Premier League side. Because this is south side, they must have a south draw and a north draw. These
yeah.
So QPR have got.
I'll let you do draw, Stu, and then we'll carry on.
QPR have got Luton.
That's a good draw. I like that.
Well,
I mean, I'm gutted. I love a Leeds game to cover now.
Yeah, well, Birmingham have got Fulham. A home tie against the Premier League side. Full packed out St Andrews. Good money for them. Brighton v Crawley.
You are right, though, Stuart. It'd have been extra revenue, and it'd have been a chance for people like myself that had struggled to get tickets going to games if it had been at home.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, I just hope that Danny Farke, as he says, it's such an important tournament, really does get into that boardroom now and start saying, look, this ain't good enough. We ain't going up with this squad.
Cardiff have got Southampton. Look, getting back to Leeds, Jess, right? The problem I think we've got is we got so close last season, and they thought us losing Gray, who played in not his natural position, wasn't going to be a miss. Somerville, they thought Nonto could take up Somerville's, his position where he tries to cut in and bends it in, with his shots like Somerville does. And I don't think Nonto can do that. I don't think he's got that. He might be able to do it once or twice, but not consistent enough.
He's just not the same player as Crescencio Somerville, Stu. And I think if you're trying to put that on him, it's too much. Do you know what I mean?
I agree with you. Millwall got Leyton Orient, Colchester got Brentford, Cardiff got Southampton, Palace got Norwich.
Who did Middlesbrough get? Or is that other side?
That's the North one, in it. That's the North
Right.
side. I'll let you know as soon as that draws happens.
I mean, I feel a bit sorry for Farks if it's the case that he's had his hand or his balls twisted at players that he's wanted to get in and he can't get them in because they won't spend that money. But then again, Stu, we all look at it as, oh, we got the 60 million from Red Bull. Oh, we got the 25 from Crescentiville. Oh, we got that 30 to 40 for Archie Gray. But that's all gone to keep in line with PSR, Stu, in my opinion.
Not a lot left, is there?
No. It's either free transfers, Stu, or cheap options. So, you know, it could be a really difficult window for Leeds United. And we said this, Stu, way back. And what do we get called? Oh, you don't know what you're talking about, you two. What, because we haven't got the subs that everybody else has got? I think me and Stu speak good sense. I really do. We can be serious.
Grimsby's first name out at Hat as well. They're at home to Sheffield
Wednesday. Sheff Wednesday, that's a good draw for Tam, that. Get in, Tam. I agree with Scoops. I think you're right.
They're at home. I bet watch them get bloody Middlesbrough.
Ooh, that'd have been spicy, wouldn't it, Stu?
Everton v Doncaster.
Do you know what, Angels? Whether he'd have brought them substitutions on at 55 minutes, 65 minutes, I still think Leeds would have lost today. It would have made no difference. It made no difference when he brought them on because we conceded again and could have conceded again. Leeds just weren't good enough tonight. And, you know, it was a bitter pill to swallow at end when you see Ayling celebrating, you know, and you think, is there enough experience in that squad, Stu? And no, me and Stu are well behind Daniel Farke. People that are calling Daniel Farke to be sacked after that performance, it's wild. It really is.
I do worry for him now, though, Jess. I won't lie. I do worry for him.
The tide will turn very quickly, Stu, and you know that. You know that. You know what I'm saying. You know how it can be that toxic and negative Richard Rolfe style. Leeds fans, and there will be a small minority that are out in force saying, I want him gone now. Not from me, because I think it's too early in the season, but does having, like we suggested, that these cup games, a game into the season, help? No.
We said that, didn't we? It would come too soon for me. It's a game up, but neither club wanted, really.
It's not. I'm not so bothered about going out, Cole. I think it's the performance. Leeds realistically wasn't going to win that trophy, but it's the matter of how we lost that game and conceding another 3 goals is quite worrying. Whether that's with Meslier in there or Darlow in there, we've been opened up far too easily already, in my opinion.
And well, let's be honest, Jess, right? As defence, I even think Rodon were poor in that game.
Yeah. I think Rodon's been poor in the 2 games since we've got him, Stu, if I'm honest.
He got a home tie against Stoke.
Stoke? Oh, that'd have been funny when Naomi, wouldn't
it?
Yeah, that's what we're saying, Colin. What we're just saying. That's what I was saying is, it's muted. It's a 10 million deal that Liverpool want to go to Salzburg. I never said he were going on loan. I never reported he were coming on loan to Leeds United, neither. Somebody else did, though. We did give the ball away. We did.
Gets me, right? And I ain't bothered. The people can come for me as much as I want. They're quick enough at taking praise when they get things right, but when they get things wrong, they aren't willing to apologise.
I agree. And I'm the first one to say if I've got something wrong, I was wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Simodic for Perot, I think that's way off the mark. And Bobby Clark certainly is way off the mark, I can tell you that. And that's what I was saying, Colin, he ain't coming to Leeds. I don't think Brendan Aronson offered that much, if I'm honest. Didn't see the best of him tonight.
Didn't think he did anything.
Didn't think Pro offered all. Bamford offered very little, but with service, he ain't gonna. But even though Fart could see this, he never brought Joseph on and changed either of them.
I think it was
You know?
Scooby who said earlier on in this show, or that Rutter's shot against post were nice. Again, though, it hit the post, it's not hitting the target. He didn't score from it. Again, Rutter's not going to be that prolific goal scorer Leeds badly need.
That was the shining star for me tonight, with Joffrey. Because at least he tried, did Joffrey. And Joffrey don't get that many minutes at all. But I'll give him something. He did try.
I just hope he don't get punished like the rest of them do, and we don't see him for the rest of the season again. Because that'll be a shame. That'll be a crying shame.
That'd be unfair on Joffrey, would that, Stu? Because I thought he were actually one of Leeds' better players today. And I know he got substituted off, and I think that were a bit undeserved, to be fair, because I think, he did try and track back. I'll give him that. I thought Firpo were half decent. I thought Ampadu struggled. I really did think Ampadu struggled in this game today. I agree, Angels.
Ampadu keeps struggling back so much. He keeps thinking he's playing at centre-back like he did last season.
It's all right now. We're joining Port Vale.
Calm down stuff. I'm not a big fan of this. Calm down a bit when you're losing. I think you need a bit more urgency in your
well, you need to be motivating your team, Stu. Is Lisa there?
Yeah. No.
Is Lisa? Fucking G your players up and give them something to fucking, go for. No, Lee's not there now. I can say it a bit more refrain. Fucking cheer them up. It's a cup game at home. And that's what we don't have, that leader, that Liam Cooper, really, that sort of player. Brings them back, stuffs it there, and says, this is where we're going wrong. Farker didn't look bothered. Sat with his finger on his nose, like, yeah.
Well, I'm just watching his. I can't hear it, but I'm watching his press conference with Sky. His post-match with Sky. There's just no reaction there, Jess. There's nothing there with him. There's no anger. There's nothing.
It's like all right to lose that game. It was like if you win it, fair enough, we go through, and if you lose it, well, we move to the next.
Don't worry about it, guys. You know what I mean? Wow.
And I agree, Colin.
Figure out them.
Stewie's going to have to change something before long because it's so predictable. And West Brom away, that is not an easy game. And football is not written on paper, Stu.
Well, let's be honest here. Cobraham had Farker's number last season. Russell Martin had Farker's number last season. He is going to come up against managers who are going to have his number, and Cobraham's one of them. That Sheffield Wednesday game won't be an easy game either.
No, they're flying, Stu, on the roll, doing really well. Really, really well. On that performance.
We could end up finishing this August with less points than what we got last August.
I know you said it on yours. It worries me. And we've got a better squad now and a full pre-season ahead of Farker.
Yeah. No.
Do you know what I mean? We're in a better place than we were this time last season. So
I think we conceded 2 goals all pre-season. In all 4 games, we conceded 2. We only conceded 2 goals. 6 in 2 games.
That's a lot. It's worrying. Shipping goals like that. Didn't even have the first team out. Latty lad and that. Come on with 10 minutes to go.
Yeah.
Strolled on. Just strolled on that pitch, and then he wonders why, Ellen Road's empty with 10 minutes to go, but fans would rather go home early and get stuck in traffic than stay and applaud that performance. And you can't blame them, Stu. I went for the shady 2-1 to Leeds. I thought, we might just scrape through.
I went 3-1. I thought we'd put in I thought they'd want to put right that Portsmouth game.
And if I were going to give it to anybody, I'd give it to Joffrey, Colin.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. I agree. I thought Jeffrey put in a shift. I really did.
I can't really, with that started, pick another player out that I thought, offered out.
Don't forget, Jess, as well. we were 2-0 up. We were 2-0 down when all our better players come on. We still lost 3-0. So, and they had 30 minutes to change the game to influence it. That should be enough for some. I'm not saying it would have been enough if Bamford come on for 30 minutes, but Bamford started the game. That should have been enough for them players, them attacking players, to at least get one back, at least.
And now I agree with that. I think Daniel Farke from the sideline is a very quiet manager, Stu. You don't see him barking orders or, like Jurgen Klopp used to be.
Yeah,
I'd like a bit more.
They knew, didn't they? When them players come off that pitch, they either knew that they put in a shift or they knew that they didn't.
That's what I mean. And I think sometimes with Daniel Farke, like, reintegrating Woburn and Allenson back into that group, a good move. I don't know, time will tell. But on the performances that I've seen so far, other than his goal he scored, I haven't been impressed with either. And I'm not just laying it on them neither, because none of them put a performance in tonight.
Jess, can I ask you something about that?
Feel free.
Do you think, now this is me speculating, do you think having them players in that dressing room's causing a problem?
I mean, we don't know what goes on behind closed doors, and we only see the clips from the training videos that obviously they want you to see, Stuart. But I reckon there'd have been 1 or 2 questions asked behind closed doors, shall we say? A bit hush, but maybe questioning why we ain't. But is the problem Leeds can't get rid of them? Is it the fact that 49ers have said, look, nobody's coming in for these players. You will have to reintegrate them into your squad, whether you like that or not, Mr. Farke. We don't know, do we, Stu? Because it does seem a bold move when all other loanees have more or less gone back out. Christiansen, Everton, they've got rid of them, but those 2 players seem to be undesirable. And Stu, looking at them in that game against Middlesbrough's second string team, and I'm not just pinning it on them, they looked out of sorts, Stu. They look like they're not going to be able to deal with the rough and tumble of what is the Championship. Not Premiership.
They were playing against kids tonight.
Exactly. And you see how quick that lad turned it first, 17 minutes, and just smoked and gone.
Yeah, they further for dead. It was.
Woburn struggled to get back for that other goal when he slid across and got up and went, what?
Yeah.
And if you watched him when he went off, Daniel Farke patted him on back. Really? I know he ain't going to publicly come out and criticise his players, because Daniel Farke's not known for that. But he must be scratching his head thinking, where am I going wrong here? And I know it's only 2 games in, Stu, I do understand that. But it worries me what we're shipping and what we had last season. But like you say, we've lost a bit from last season as well.
Yeah, there's something missing, Jess. There's a lot missing. I don't just think it's some of them. We're missing his goal influences and his assists. But I think there's a bit more to it than that. I really do. I don't know if giving Ampadu's made him a better player. Giving Ampadu the captaincy has made him a better player, or has it put too much pressure on him?
That's the thing, isn't it? Has it put more pressure on him? Because even Rodon, it just doesn't look the same, does it? At the minute.
We look better with Rodon and Ampadu as a centre back pairings last season than we do this season with his first team with his full centre backs available.
I agree.
And that's that we can't look we can't put in a performance like that again against West Brom. We can't, because I do think we'll get beat. I do think we'll get beat if we put in a performance like that. I don't know if Daniel Farke is going to have to go back to the drawing board and say, right, this game is, whatever you do, do not lose it. Do not lose it. Even if we could get a point from it, I think Farke will be quietly happy with that. I don't think it's enough after his first game, but I think Farke will be happy with a point against West Brom, especially at their ground. He can't afford to lose another one, Jess. He can't, especially by another 3 goals. That will be disastrous.
Oh, look, when I was messing about earlier and said to you, I think I'm quite glad I'm in hospital. I won't lie to you, Stu. I actually think I am quite glad that I am in the hospital because I don't think
You keep your cool.
I keep my cool so much. I mean, I know that we're and I'm on leave, so I'm respectful for what I say, but I get frustrated at points with Leeds because you see, in that I don't understand where we go from the first 10 to 15 minutes, all hot, really nice play, all hell to the leather sort of thing, and then we just die off from Wilter.
Didn't you see
But
copy and paste the last season, though,
were
Jess?
that a mistake, Stu? Another experienced player like Glenn Kamara leaving the club? Because that is a really good point that is made there.
Speaking about Kamara, I totally agree with Colin on that one. We shouldn't have let him go. But how do you think Rothwell did?
I thought his set pieces were good, but other than that, Stu, didn't see much from him, if I'm honest. Or is that just me and I've missed something, maybe?
Oh, I didn't see hope neither. I didn't see hope from him. I was watching him and I didn't see hope from him.
I thought a couple of his set pieces were pretty decent, Stu, but that's about it. I don't know. You're right, Stu. There's something missing from it, and I'm not going to be too hasty because we're 2 games in, and I'll readjust at the end of August when all transfer windows done, and we'll see where we're at. But you're right. We cannot continue to ship goals like we're doing. We need to find that Crysencio Somerville replacement, and now's the time to do it, 49ers. And I ain't blaming the Fark. No way. I think 49ers do need to stop twisting his balls, Stu, and just back him. You know he's got it there, the pedigree, but he needs to do it also with the right tools of the trade in the championship, Stu. And what Leeds have brought in at the minute, it's just not good enough, Stewie. You've brought in Cairns. We're not going to see much of Cairns at all. Rothwell looks like he's going to be a squad player, Stu. Rodon's going to be a dead set starter.
But even he's got to book his ideas up a little bit because he's had 2 average,
shaky
games. Yeah, he hasn't set the world. We haven't seen 10% of what Rodon did last season yet. We haven't. He hasn't brought it. I've always said this about players, though, just you get them on loan and they've got something to prove. You sign them full time, they've got nothing to prove. Their feet are already under the table and they're through door already.
And let's face it, this guy was only on 11 grand a week at Spurs. I bet he got a pay rise as well. You know what I mean? He'd be rubbing his hands.
Yeah.
Here, Kels, I agree with you there. And look, me and Stu have never, we back him because he's our player in his shirt. But let's be blunt, Kels, who's coming in for him? It's like, oh, yeah, Joseph should start every game. I agree. But Bamford's going nowhere, and we've got to get used to the fact that he will be used as a squad player this season, whether we like it or not. Same as Aronson and same as Wober. But would I rather have Bamford over them 2 any day? You bet your bottom dollar I would. Because he jumped down to Championship and stuck with us. They jumped ship, and if they could jump ship again, you bet your bottom dollar they'd be fucking gone.
And also, Jess, I think this is what I believe with Mateo Joseph. Mateo Joseph is probably should be starting all league games. However, he's 18-year-old, right?
It's a lot of big shoes to fill. He's 19, isn't he? Is he 19? 19. It's big boots to fill in it, and a lot of weight.
Outscore Bamford's goals at the club. You're asking him to be the main man. You're asking him to. We need you now more than ever, Joseph. Should that be put on a player who's just broke into his first breakthrough season?
Absolutely not, Stu, but that all boils down to the 49ers or Daniel Farke not winning, or the Perot signing that they brought in. It's a big weight, it's big boots to fill in the championship as well at 19-year-old. But out of the 3, he definitely starts up front for me every game. And it's not fair that Leeds United have put that on him, Stuart. But we put it on Archie Gray last season and Leeds are looking like that. Well, he never started a championship game until last season and played 52 times and did significantly well to get a move to the Premier League. And that's what worries me. Another one with Mateo Joseph. Say if he has a bright, standout season like Somerville's did, that come next season, if Leeds go get promoted, Joseph will be another asset that Leeds United lose.
Yeah, and then right. I don't think Farker will be here if you don't get promoted, right? But I don't think Farker's got it in him to rebuild a new squad and go again. I don't think he's got it in him.
Not for the third season, Stu. No. If he's had a significant win rate till Christmas and he's still in driving seat at Christmas, and he don't get Leeds up next season, Leeds are up shit streak. They will have to sell the rest of what we call our better players, Rutter, Non, or if he's still there, Ampadu. They will struggle. And I don't think Fark's got it in him to go against you. I don't know. I think it's now or never for Leeds. It's got to be Stu. We're going to be hanging around in this championship. But before I wrap up, do we overhype Leeds, Stu, and think we're righteousness, we're the mighty Leeds and we should be in the Premiership? Is that what it is with a lot of fans' righteousness nowadays? And, they're brought down to stark reality when we go lose to Middlesbrough and draw with Portsmouth. Is that
we're arrogant?
Speaking out of turn. Yeah.
We're arrogant as fans. We think we've got a self-entitlement to be in Premier League because of its history and all that sort of stuff. It don't work like that anymore. It's a total different, total different generation of football. You deserve to be where you are because that's where you are. If you're a Championship side, you deserve to be in Championship. If you're a Premier League side, you deserve to be in Premier League. You can't say we're a Championship side, but we deserve to be in Premier League. It don't work like that. We're a Championship side who's at this moment in time, 2024-2025 season, we've played one league game, one cup game, we've conceded 6 goals. That is not Premier League football. It's not. It's really not. I'm sorry, it's not. And if we did go up with this squad, we'd be straight back down again.
Yeah. No. That squad is way off the Premiership. And I said to you, and I can remember this on that watch-along we did at playoffs when it was just me and you, right? And I said, is it a bad thing that Leeds didn't go up this season? Did they need that second season to get it all out of the blood? But if they don't go up second season, that's it. It's game over, isn't it, Stu? You can't hide anywhere. Fark's got nowhere to hide with August this season, Stu. He got credit in the blank because of last season. But if you're right and we get to end of August and you're bang on the money with what you've said, that worries me a lot.
Even if we get a draw against Norwich, West Brom, and a draw against Sheffield Wednesday, all we've done is equal what we did last August.
I'll let you answer that one, Stuart.
Are you saying Everton deserve to be in the Premier League? Well, yeah, because they survived even after a point deduction. Scooby, Everton still got in. They still gained enough points to survive and stay in the league. City deserve to win a lot. I just look. The thing with City is what people are forgetting is if you have a look to see how much City have actually spent and what they've sold in players, it's not that bad. It's not as bad as what everybody thinks it is. They've actually made good money from the sales, like Cole Palmer, and that player who went to Barcelona. What were they called? That Spanish player. Shot it with Barcelona. Fabian Sommer. They've made good money in the sales.
Well, look what they've just sold him to Atletico Madrid for, Stu. They bought him for £14 million. They've just sold him for £82 million.
Yeah. This is what I'm saying. So that's a plus, what, £50-odd million profit? On the good at making profit on the players. That's That's it isn't, they haven't. If you look at how much money Man United has spent, how much money Man City has spent, the net figure, Man United has spent more money than Man City.
You're right. And then if you look at Liverpool, what they've spent, it's way down that pecking order, even under Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah.
If Leeds can get the right business in, Stu, and get some decent loan signings, because that is needed now. There's no other. We have to play smart now, Stu. We've got to do some smart business from the 49ers. We have to. And we've got to go do it now. Because if them two performances don't tell the 49ers anything, I'm quite worried for the season forward. Time to pull your finger out your ass and get some transfers in and, help Farks. Because if you don't, there's that excuse to fall back on, right? Say if 49ers don't think it, Fark will say, if he got sacked, well, they never bat me, not what I wanted. But if 49ers go out and bat Farker and the sacking, at least 49ers can come out and say, well, we bat Farker and give him the players he wants, and he still couldn't do it. So it's time to go. But if you don't, there's always that fallback, Stu. Do you want to see what I'm saying?
And I've said this to you before, Jess. I don't understand, right? If Johnny Rowe was Somerville's replacement, right? Just say Jonathan Rowe was Somerville's replacement. They knew in advance that Somerville would be leaving Leeds United. Why didn't they have these contacts with Norwich at the start of the transfer window? Johnny Rowe didn't go to Euros. He didn't play in Olympics. He didn't play in Copa America. He didn't go anywhere. He were available all pre-season from start of from transfer window opening to now. I mean, he's even available now because he's refusing to play for the. He says that he can't play for the Norwich first team because his head's not in right position. So he's playing for under 20. He's training with under 21s. So he's available right now. If Leeds go in and say, right, what's it going to cost to get him? If they say 15 million, right, we're going to pay 15 million. But we need an answer back within 48 hours. Norwich will then say yes or no. Then at least we know where we stand then.
Leaving it till late in the day don't fill me with confidence. You're right, Stu, when we discussed this before, they knew Somerville were going when they were in Germany because Somerville were injured. So why didn't they then, after Steidon had got in contact and done all the business and all the negotiations, Leeds, pull the finger out their arse then and say, actually, we want Rowe and we'll give you what you want for him. But they're not. They're haggling. Let's be frank. They're haggling over money. Leeds being tight asses and not paying. Norwich are in the driving seat because they've sold two of their players and they've got 30 million in bank there. Ida and him who went over to Galatasaray. So they've got that where they can twist Leeds' balls and say, well, we don't need to sell. Rowe can go on strike as much as they want. They'll just sue him for breach of contract. It's all about Leeds just saying, let's just pay the money and get him now.
Well, Rowe's doing what Nonso did to Leeds.
And where did that get Wilfred Nonto? Back at Leeds United squad. And no move away from Leeds. Exactly. No.
I just think, everybody, guys, I just think you look at the squad we've got, you've got to ask yourself, is it good enough? And if it isn't good enough, then this is what 49ers should be saying. Right, we've watched that game against Middlesbrough. Yes, you made changes, but it still wasn't good enough. We need to give you better players. How desperate are you for Rowe? And then Farker says, I'm very desperate for Rowe. Right, I'll make that call tomorrow morning, first thing at 9 o'clock. Make that call at 9 o'clock tomorrow. It could be in within 48, 72 hours.
It could be in before West Brom game. They should be now in that boardroom with Daniel Farker saying, look, that ain't acceptable, that kind of loss at home, Ellen Road, especially playing Middlesbrough's second team strength. What can we do now, Farks? So you've got that squad that you're happy with going forward in this transfer window. And if they can't do that and recognise that there's a problem, then I'm quite worried for Leeds this season. Because if we go with that squad moving forward, we'll be lucky to get in playoffs. It'll be a tough season for Leeds because Luton have got decent players. Burnley, Sheffield United have Raksaki, for example. Leeds put 15 million for him. Bollocks. there were no offer made for him. He'd already decided he was going to Sheffield United way before that fake news got leaked. It won't, So you've got to now back the guy and give him what he wants. And if not, then don't come moaning next season 49ers when he ain't got you up, because you can't blame Farkin if you want backed him. If tonight and Saturday didn't tell you some of the squad depth in that squad is borderline, to say the least, then don't come moaning next season when Farks don't get you up, and don't leave it to Fark. Neither. Don't leave it all for him, because you can take part of that blame as well. And I do agree with that. I think Sheffield United have strengthened very well. And in the loan market, why are we getting bet to players by Sheffield United? Why are they wanting to come to Leeds? Because it's, well, we can't offer you game time. But the fucking excuses. You need to stop the excuses and say, do you know what? Yeah, you come here and you will play the majority of the games. If they're good enough for Leeds, that is. And if not, then on your head be it 49ers. But I am going to wrap this one up because me and Stu have been on late, and I don't leave it too late for Stu because he takes his tablets. But really enjoyed that with Stu. It was nice to just dig in and have a bit of an honest chat. Not toxic and negative, but we will call it out as it is. And I do agree for you there. Other than maybe Rutter and Nonto and Dan James and Meslier, it's questionable what he goes with on Saturday. But I'm sure Stu will dig into that on the watch along on Saturday. It will be streamed out to both channels. I am not here because I am in the hospital, but I hope Leeds get that win. And I will join Stu for his match reaction as always. Big up to everyone that's joined us on both channels for watch alongs, on both channels for this match reaction. I'm sorry it's not the news that we wanted, and hopefully Leeds can get that win on Saturday, but we'll see what happens, guys. But big up to you all for joining us. It's much appreciated. Big up to Stu and Lee for having us on his channel earlier as well. It's much appreciated. You know where to check Stu out, Simply Stu. You know where to check me out at JSY Talks Football. You know where to check Lee out at Leeds Day from TV. There's only one thing left to say. It's a good night from me.
And it's a good night from me, guys.
Take care of yourselves, guys. I will be back tomorrow in the afternoon with the prediction show and some La Liga football a bit later on. Much love to you all. Leeds, Leeds, Leeds. Hopefully we're marching on together. Take care. See you all again soon. Bye-bye.